Highly sensitive persons do exist. It is a genetic trait which has been studied by many psychologists all over the world. Research concludes that 20% of the human population is highly sensitive. The trait also exists in 100 other animal species, such as monkeys, dogs, deer, bird, fish, and even fruit flies. If you think you're highly sensitive, then you're completely normal. Nothing is wrong with you. This trait has evolved because surviving in this world requires an individual to be observant, to think deeply before reacting, and to detect the earliest signs of danger. This book will help you reconcile with your childhood. As a child, you have probably been seen as shy, quiet, a loner, or overreactive. You may have bad memories which you do not want to remember. As an adult, you may have found it difficult to fit into any group. You may have tried to be adventurous, outgoing, and loud. Maybe you ask yourself why you easily get so exhausted. Why does having too many tasks rattle you so much? Why does having a conflict with a colleague make you so worried? It will all make sense after reading this book. You will learn to appreciate yourself more. You will learn to see the trait of high sensitivity in a different light. The reason why you get exhausted and overwhelmed is that we live in a world where being shy, cautious, emotional, and alone are not appreciated. But once you learn more about high sensitivity, you will make peace with the past and see your trait as a gift. Yes, your nervous system is built to overthink and feel more. But because of this trait, you're also able to understand the feelings of others, to see the beauty in art, music, and good relationships, and to create brilliant, well-planned ideas. You are one of the 20% unique, gifted individuals of this world. It's now time to get out of your corner and embrace your high sensitivity. There is so much wonder and creativity inside you. Now is the time to unleash it. Are you highly sensitive? The author, Elaine Aron, is a highly sensitive person herself. She dedicated her whole career in studying this trait. She found many other studies which supported her research. Elaine created this test to detect high sensitivity. No psychological test is 100% accurate, but this test may help you to understand yourself more. Number 1. Do you feel so tired in busy days that you want to be alone in a dark room or anywhere silent? Number 2. Does caffeine have an intense effect on you? Number 3. Do you get overwhelmed by loud sounds, strong smells, or bright lights? Number 4. Do you have a rich inner life? Number 5. Do you get startled easily? Number 6. Do you get rattled when you have so many tasks to do in a short amount of time? Number 7. Do you avoid watching violent TV shows or movies? Number 8. Do you make it a point to avoid mistakes or forgetting things? Number 9. Does hunger have a strong effect on you, like losing concentration or being upset? Number 10. Do you find it difficult to adapt to change? Number 11. Do you appreciate beautiful artwork, pleasant smells, or sounds? Number 12. Do you always avoid upsetting or overwhelming situations? Number 13. Do you feel annoyed when people try to make you do many tasks at once? Number 14. Do you feel very nervous when competing or being observed while doing a task? Number 15. When you were a child, did your parents or teachers observe you to be sensitive or shy? If your answer is yes to most of these questions, then you are a certified highly sensitive person. If you mostly answered no, then keep listening, because you might have a family member, a friend, or a colleague who is highly sensitive. This trait will teach you to have more empathy and more understanding of the feelings of others. It will help you to improve your relationships and communication with people around you. The facts about being highly sensitive. We can define the trait of high sensitivity with the acronym DOES. D is for depth of processing. Highly sensitive people see the smallest details. They take time to make decisions and react because they process information more deeply. HSPs also have good intuition. If you are an HSP, have you ever been in a situation where you just know the answer? That is intuition. Even if you're not aware of it, you have processed all the information quickly and you came up with the solution. Having intuition also means you remember the past all too well and you can alert yourself at once that the same thing might happen again. O is for overstimulation. HSPs are more sensitive to any kind of stimuli. It can come from the inside, such as hunger, pain, memories, daydreams, or ideas. Stimuli can also come from the outside, such as lights, sounds, smell, or interaction with other people. HSPs perceive more, that's why they get overstimulated or overwhelmed. For example, you went to the city with your two close friends. You walked around and visited the beautiful sceneries all day. By early evening, you are already exhausted. But your two non-HSP friends still want to party in a nightclub. It's okay. You can just decline and take a rest. The last thing you need is to be in a crowded room with neon lights and loud music. E is for empathy. Did you know that we have mirror neurons in our brain? Many scientists have proven their existence. Mirror neurons are responsible for making us imitate the behavior of the person we are talking to. HSPs have more active mirror neurons. They do not only see the emotions of other people, they can even feel what others are feeling. In studies, HSPs are shown images of strangers who are happy, sad, or upset. The brain scan shows that mirror neurons in HSPs light up more. Other parts of the brain also activate, which means that HSPs want to do something so they could help the person. HSPs have more empathy. They understand and feel what others feel. They are eager to help. E also refers to emotional reactivity. HSPs are greatly affected by any emotion. It can be happiness, guilt, disappointment, or anything. An HSP is more prone to depression. That is because they feel sadness or loneliness more intensely. When an HSP experiences failure, she remembers the feeling of great disappointment. Because of that, she is less likely to commit the same mistake. When an HSP achieves success, the feeling of happiness is overwhelming as well. Thus, the HSP will seek that feeling and find more ways to succeed. S is for sensing the subtle. HSPs sense the slightest hint of anything. It can be non-verbal cues such as body movement, tone of voice, or facial expressions. It can be small changes in the environment. An HSP can walk into a room and see who is uncomfortable, who is having fun, or who is being fake. It can be useful when interacting with people in the sense that an HSP can perceive at once if a person is upset or lying. Thus, the HSP can prevent conflict or being taken advantage of. Let's recap the acronym of high sensitivity. That is DOES, does. D is for deep processing. O is for overstimulation. E is for empathy and emotions. S is for sensing the subtle. As an HSP, you have the gift of intuition, creativity, empathy, and cautiousness. In the next chapters, you will learn more about your trait and reconcile with your childhood. You will learn to overcome feelings of self-doubt and unworthiness. You are a normal person. In fact, you are a unique person with so much talent and creativity to give. The only trick is to manage your level of stimulation. When you feel exhausted or stressed, it's okay to take a break. Seek a place where you can be alone with your thoughts. The best part is you can design your life in a way that you receive just the right amount of stimulation. Digging deeper. It may be a cliché to hear psychologists talk about the connection between your personality and your childhood, but it is a cliché because the connection is real and true. The first 2 years of your life are very important. The relationship of the infant with the primary caretaker, mainly the mother, is a very crucial one. The brain of the infant is not yet fully developed. The parts which deal with stress and anxiety are shaped by the relationship with the mother. A child with an insecure attachment with the parent will be prone to anxiety and depression as an adult. We learn to regulate our emotions from our parents. If the mother is unresponsive to the needs of the infant, the baby will feel abandoned. It will learn that the world is not a safe place to be in. The child will either become anxious or avoidant. In both situations, the parent failed to soothe the feelings of hunger, boredom, or fear of the infant. An anxious child feels that the parent may leave any time. That is why it clings too much. The child becomes needy, panicky, and whiny. It is seeking for love and attention. That is why the child cannot explore and play freely. The avoidant child learned that the parent would not be there to give his needs. The child has given up on expressing his feelings of hunger and need for attention. He grows up to be a bully. He does not know how to manage his emotions because the parent was never there to soothe him or to give comfort. The avoidant child shows that he does not need affection, but deep inside he is terrified. The anxious child clings on to the parent desperately, while the avoidant child does not seem to care whether the parent is there or not. The securely attached child, meanwhile, is entirely different. In a secure relationship, the parent is always there to support the needs of the infant. The baby cries when it is hungry, bored, or afraid. The parent will be there to provide comfort. The child learns that it is a safe world to live in. In the first few months of life, the child holds tight and the parent makes sure that the child is carried securely. When the infant grows a little older, it will learn to explore and play at the parent's feet or anywhere in the same room. The parent will be proud to see that the child begins to do things on his own. The parent is looking out for any time that the child might need help. There is an invisible connection between them. When there are times of danger, the parent and the child become reunited, safe once more in each other's arms. That is secure attachment. The securely attached child notices immediately when the parent is away. But when the parent is back, the child will show delight, seek connection, and play once again. What kind of relationship did you have with your parents? It may be painful to remember old memories, but this is how you can heal yourself. Your parents may not have known how to deal with a sensitive child. Think of yourself as a seed. You have an inborn temperament, which is high sensitivity. As we discussed earlier, high sensitivity is a genetic trait. It is something embedded in your nervous system. 20% of humans are HSPs. Now, nurture matters a lot. The seed needs good soil, enough sunlight and water supply to grow healthily. If the seed is taken good care of, the plant becomes strong. The leaves, the flowers and the fruits will bloom beautifully. Were you securely attached as a child? An insecure relationship with your parents may have caused feelings of anxiety and depression. You may not know it, but even your physical health is affected. An HSP who had an unhappy childhood can be sickly and allergic to several things. But a securely attached HSP is able to express her creativity, empathy, and other gifts. The parent understood that the child needs more time alone. The child was not forced to go out more or interact with other children. The parent supported the child's interest in books, art, or music. It's now up to you to parent yourself. High sensitivity is a biological trait. It's real, and there are people in the world who are just like you. They may have the same childhood experiences, the same problems and traumas that you did. You're not crazy. You cannot change the past, but you can take good care of yourself now. Stress, pain, and fatigue are signals from your body that you need to pause for a while and rest. It means that you are overstimulated or overwhelmed. You can go back out to the world again when you have recharged yourself. Close relationships. Did you have intense crushes when you were young? Were you always infatuated with someone? Have you experienced unrequited love quite a few times? Then this fact will blow your mind. Intense crush, infatuation, and unrequited love are typical for highly sensitive persons. It means that 20% of the world population had the same insane love stories as you did. Isn't that amazing? You are not the only one having vivid daydreams and fantasies. You're not the only one waiting for that one person who will return your love and make your life complete. Remember these next words. Highly sensitive persons fall hard in love because they are too inside their own bubble. HSPs have a rich inner life and they tend to be preoccupied in it. They do not interact so much with the outer world. Then there comes along this individual who captures the HSP's attention and makes the HSP feel like the world isn't so bad after all. The HSP showers its love and attention to that one person. The result is that the loved one gets overwhelmed with too much attachment and clinginess from the HSP. You know how the love story ends. Listen carefully. The secret to prevent yourself from falling too hard in love, from having your heart shattered to pieces, is to go out into the world more. Yes, your inner life with books and fantasies and art are fun and vibrant, but you need to get out there. If you try to experience more things, to make friends with people who understand you, to share more of your creativity, you will not be overwhelmed by that one crush or infatuation or closeness with a special person. You need to be complete on your own. That is how you can truly be happy. The author Elaine Aron has encountered many HSPs in her career. She does not have statistical evidence, but she has observed that most HSPs either have firm monogamy or enjoy single life with close relationships with family and friends. There isn't a knight in shining armor or a princess waiting to be saved out there, and it is okay. You have your gifts, you have people who value your sensitivity, and you will be fine. No need to doubt yourself anymore. No need to say that you have to be like other people. You can do many things that non-HSPs cannot do. You can think deeply, feel more, and appreciate more of the good in nature, art, music, books, and especially the kindness in people. Isn't that enough reason to be proud and celebrate? In the next chapter, you will learn how to build a winning career wherein you can bring out all the magic inside you. The best is yet to come. Thriving at work. What is the ideal work for HSPs? Elaine Aron has interviewed many HSPs in her research, and she found out that these people have varied occupations. There are HSPs who are teachers, brokers, hairstylists, pilots, flight attendants, doctors, nurses, athletes, insurance agents, chefs, actors, and consultants. There are also HSPs who work as bankers, managers, psychotherapists, farmers, scientists, electricians, accountants, writers, and artists. That is just literally any occupation in the world. The key is that HSPs apply their qualities of deep processing, thoughtfulness, and intuition on the job. If you're not happy with your current work, it takes time to develop expertise and control. Entry-level jobs don't have challenging tasks or a sense of autonomy. That is natural. But when you gain more experience, your skill will improve and you will have greater opportunities. HSPs need more space to think and time to be alone. If the job requires networking or interacting with many people, it could be challenging. But today, we have the advantage of the internet. You can choose emails, instant messaging, or social media to connect with other people. You do not need to engage in meetings or conferences. Perhaps you have that one hobby which you can turn into a business. It's not impossible. Whether you love gardening or baking cupcakes or training animals or making animation, you can launch a successful business using social media. You can even start it in your own living room. But if you have a 9-to-5 job and you cannot work from home, you can still be successful. The trick is to know when you need a break and to find a place where you can rest. If you do your best and give great value to your work, your boss, your colleagues, and your clients will understand and appreciate your high sensitivity. Yes, you do need more time on your own. You need more silence and more space to create. but you always come back with excellent results. Who does not want to work with a talented, intuitive, thoughtful, honest, and dedicated person like you? You are highly sensitive, and the world can truly be overwhelming sometimes. But all you need is time to breathe and calm your nerves. You are a unique person, and you can bring out something that is unlike any other. Once you have understood and embraced your high sensitivity, you will find that many treasures are hidden inside you. The world needs you. The world needs more empathy, creativity, and intuition. No matter what occupation you have, you can excel and succeed. Conclusion. You learned about the trait of high sensitivity. 20% of the people in this world are HSPs. It is a genetic, biological trait which is characterized by a more sensitive nervous system. You learned about the acronym DOES, which defines high sensitivity. D is for deep processing, O is for overstimulation, E is for empathy and emotions, and S is for sensing the subtle. HSPs notice more details, feel more, and sense more. That is why they easily get overwhelmed. But it is also the trait that makes them come up with well-planned decisions, understand the situation of others, and create the best solutions. You learned about the connection between personality and early childhood experiences. A securely attached child grows up to be a healthy, happy, and a responsible adult. If you are an HSP and you did not have a happy childhood, you can heal from your wounds and build a safe environment for the children in your life. You learned that it is typical for HSPs to fall hard and fast in love. Being inside your bubble too much makes the feeling of attraction more intense. There was once an old man who lived alone in a cave for several years. He finally went out again into the world because he could not bear the sound of dripping water inside the cave. The only way to prevent yourself from being a hopeless romantic is to get out of your own bubble. You can channel your time and energy to your career instead. A project will not leave you, even if you give all your attention and love to it. You will even get more skills and satisfaction in return. You learned that there are many opportunities for an HSP to excel and succeed. This is the first day of your highly improved life. You are unique. You are awesome. You're highly amazing. Do not ever forget that. And with that, we come to the end of the summary of the book, Highly Sensitive Person, by Elaine Aron. Did you find this book relatable? Are you one of those people who prefer silence, solitude, and calmness? Is that how you would describe yourself? Let us